Hi, have you realized that what destroys relationship are not the strengths of the individuals, but the weaknesses of the individuals? What kills a relationship, a promising relationship, are not the strengths of your partner, are not even your strengths. Rather, the weaknesses of your partner and your weaknesses are the things that destroy relationships. So today I'm going to be talking on 5 key areas that you need to pay attention to, 5 key weakness areas that you need to pay attention to before you say I do. If you're a single guy, if you're a single lady, then this video is for you. I want you to watch it till the end. My name is Coach MJ and this is Deep Conversations. So first on the list, what are those weaknesses that you need to pay attention towards as regards to saying I do to someone? You realize that most people, when they get into a relationship, they focus so much on the strength of the individual. They neglect the fact that the person, as long as he's an individual, as long as the person is a human being, there are lots of weaknesses attached. And if you don't realize this, you're going to crash land even before you start. Number one area that you need to look at, what are his character weaknesses? What are her character weaknesses? Everybody have something they are struggling with. If you look close enough, you're going to find out. I repeat again, everybody have something they are struggling with. If you look close enough, you're going to find out. What are those character traits that he has that you think you cannot cope with? For example, most people can't date people that smoke. Most people can't date people that are drunkard. Most people can't date people that are talkative. Most people can't date people that are too in their front. When I mean too in their front, I mean they are too invasive. What are his characters that you cannot cope with? What are her characters? Is she loosed? What are her characters that you cannot cope with? Number 2 area you need to be certain before you say do. What are his financial weaknesses? What are her financial weaknesses? Is he a spender or is he a saver? Is she a money multiplier or is she a consumer? You need to know all those things. Truth is, if you don't understand the dynamics of people's weaknesses, when they start reflecting, you would think that it's an obstacle. But because you've not taken it into consideration before you started, you can't navigate through it. So what are his financial weakness? You could see some people, they don't release money, they don't release fund. They don't release, no matter what, they don't release fund. So you need to understand this before you say I do. The third on the list, what are his family weaknesses? What are her family weaknesses? Truth is this, I learned this from an elder and it has helped me. He said that a fruit does not fall very far from the tree. In other words, the source of an individual determines the happenings around his or her life. So if you look at the family and you see some patterns, some traits, it has no geographical respect. Some families, they have sickness issues, some financial issues, some polygamous issues. You need to know the weaknesses of the partner you're getting involved with so that when it comes up, you are not surprised, you are prepared. It's better to be prepared for a battle than not to be prepared for it. Now, number 4, what are his spiritual weaknesses? What are his spiritual weaknesses? You need to know what you know. The Bible says that 2 shall become 1. Imagine if his weaknesses are something that you can't cope with and you just discover 2 shall become 1. It means it has multiplied. So let's say your own spiritual battles are more and his own are more. A ratio power 100 plus 100 equals to what? 200. It can never be 100. And the fifth but not the least is this. What are his career weaknesses? Is he someone that spends more time with his job? Is he someone that spends more time with his work? Is he someone that focuses more on his career than building a family? So that you don't complain, he spends more hours at the office more than he spends with you and the kids. This is Deep Conversation. And today I've been sharing what are those weaknesses you need to know about your partner. The 5 key areas. Every other area may not be too important, but these 5 key areas is very important. I'm going to start again. I'm going to run it through. Number 1, you need to know what his character weaknesses. Character, very important. Number 2, financial weaknesses. Number 3, family weaknesses. And number 4, spiritual weaknesses. Then number 5, career weaknesses. Before you say I do, before you date someone, find out, ask questions, get to know these areas so that you don't find yourself on the other pedestrian when things don't go well. This is Deep Conversation and I remain Coach MJ. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. See you.